Geometry. This week's lesson is very simple but very useful. It's about circles, in particular how to calculate their circumference and how to calculate their area. Also how to relate between a circle's radius and its diameter. First thing I want to say is pi is an irrational number discovered in ancient times, believe this or not, by people approximating the quotient of a circle's circumference divided by its diameter. Regardless of how large or small the circle was, the ancients kept finding out that that ratio kept coming up as the same number. And so we call that number pi. It is irrational. Sometimes it's approximated 3.14. Sometimes it's approximated 22/7. But the exact value is simply pi. That's why we call it pi. All right, to begin with, one of the problems you're going to be asked to do is to take an image of a circle. They may give you the radius, they may give you the diameter, and they're going to ask you to do something with it. They may ask you to find the area, they may ask you to find circumference. Over to the right side, you'll see here in this picture that pi, as I indicated earlier, is exactly equal to a circle's circumference divided by its diameter. And many of you have used throughout your years in the school the approximation 3.14, which is not pi, it's approximately pi. So here's a circle drawn, a rough circle, and its radius is shown to be 3 units. The goal here for this problem is to find that circle's circumference and its area. Let us recall that since the radius is what's given in this picture, it would be convenient to use the circumference formula that uses radius. We could always take that information, find diameter, but that adds a step to the problem. We could directly find this circle's circumference by using the formula C equals 2 pi r. R is 3, so we plug in the 3. We do 2 times 3 and get 6. The customary way to write our answers is the rational factor in front of the irrational factor. We normally don't see pi 6, we see 6 pi. So that would be the circumference of the circle, which is the distance around the outer edge of the circle. It's a linear measure. It's the distance around the outer edge. Area, as we saw up above, is a two-dimensional quantity. It requires a square, like area of a rectangle, length times width, or area of a triangle, 1/2 base times height. In this case, we need 2 dimensions, and it's the square of the radius. The formula here is area is equal to pi times radius square. We see in the image that the radius is 3, so we substitute 3 for the radius r from the formula a equals pi r squared. When we square 3, we do not get 6. When we square 3, 3 times 3 gives us 9. Once again, we want to put the 9, the rational factor, in front of the pi, which is the irrational factor. Number 2, slightly different type of problem. They give me the area of a circle is 16 pi square inches. The area is given. The area is given 16 pi square inches. And the problem's asking me to find the radius, find the circle's diameter. I misspoke. Find the circle's diameter and its circumference. Given the area formula is pi r squared. We set that equal to the given area of 16 pi, and that implies, since pi times r squared is equal to 16 times pi, dividing both sides by pi gives me the result radius squared equals 16. Since we're solving for radius, which is a non-negative entity, non-negative because it's a radius of a circle, we don't worry about plus or minus. So the number, the positive number we square to get 16 is 4. So r squared equals 16 implies r equals 4. And we were to find the circle's diameter first. To find diameter when you're given radius, you simply double it. Recall from an earlier lesson, diameter goes through the center of the circle, touching 2 points of the circle. Radius simply goes from the center to one point of the circle. So once we have that the radius is 4, we simply double that to get to the diameter is 8. In this case, inches, because the area was given to be square inches. Therefore, the diameter, a linear measure, is just inches. Diameter is 8 inches, radius is 4 inches. To find the circumference, since they asked me to find diameter, I'll go ahead and use the found diameter to find this circle's circumference, which is pi times diameter, which is pi times 8. Again, customarily, we write it 8 pi. Since units were given, we supply units in the answer. The circumference, the distance around that circle, is 8 pi inches. It does not need to be approximated. 8 pi is exact. Ladies and gentlemen, let me let you have a heads up. You will go to Gradebook Wizard, the website, and there is a link there that you will need to copy and paste to get 20 plus examples done. It's a worksheet. It should be in PDF format. I want you to do the work on your own notebook paper, as I've done work on notebook paper here. I want you to take a photo image of it and attach it to an email that you send to me at Pileggi, P as in Paul, ILEGGI, at cambridgeacademy.org. Please check the photo image before you send it. Make sure it looks vertical so you don't have to turn your head to read it. If for some reason that link, when you copy and paste it, if it turns out to be a dead link, I need to be alerted to that because it worked for me every time, but sometimes links do go dead. So you need to let me know before the homework comes due if that happens. Let me know way ahead so we can figure out something else to get you to do. Very simple lesson. Circumference of a circle, area of a circle, 2 different formulas for circumference, 1 for area. Don't forget pi is circumference divided by diameter. It's approximated 3.14, but its exact value is simply pi, which is an infinite number of digits behind the decimal that never repeat and never come to an end. See you in Zoom this week.